Okay, so I've got the mark scheme next to me as well. It does go up to band 4, but obviously at this stage you're not going to get much higher than sort of mid band 3 because we haven't started A2 yet. Reading your work at the moment, to begin with, it reads really nicely. It's very clear, very sophisticated in how you're presenting your work. You've used specific examples, which I asked you to do, which is good. And you are kind of not evaluating, you are analysing the effectiveness of those questions. And you've said how that has influenced your decisions and outcomes, which is really, really important. So well done for getting specifics in there and referring it back to how, through that research, it had an impact on your final piece. So here you've given kind of an understanding of how, from finding out about the location that the audience wanted, how that kind of impacted on where you filmed. You have applied it to real media text, which is good. And the use of however in there shows that you are sort of trying to evaluate, and you have said that, you know, you should have done more of this, age and ethnicity. What I will say is you kind of stop. So this paragraph here seems a little bit unfinished to me, especially because you haven't kind of gone into what you're going to do in the future to improve. So then there doesn't seem to be a progression. So although it's really well written and you've got examples, it's still quite descriptive at this point. So had you just finished off here by saying at A2 we are going to take this further by, that would have kind of pushed it up slightly. So this progress here at the moment, it is quite limited. It's going to be limited anyway because, like I said, we haven't actually done A2 yet, but just adding that extra, you know, sentence in would have helped lifted it slightly from here. It is definitely relevant. Ignore that it says conventions here. That's just for another exam question, so just relate it to research and planning. So it is relevant. So I would even say, you know, your understanding of how examples have been selected is quite clear. You know, the way you've written it is clear. So you do have elements already showing for band 3, which is really, really good. It's just this kind of moving it forward. Don't just talk about AS. Remember, if you only mention AS and you don't even use the word A2 at all in this part of the question, you are only limited to level 1, which would be a shame because, like I said, this is really well written. You then move on to your analytical research. So you have started writing about your second example. So if you'd only talked about the one, you would be in this narrow, thin range. But, you know, the more you talk about, the more you're pushing into this section. So you're starting on your second one. Again, there is no progression. I'm just assuming this is obviously because you didn't have time to finish, which is fine. What I do really like, though, is the fact that you are being very specific. You're using relevant media terminology, so proficient, capable use of media terminology. So without that progression, without mentioning A2, you can't get above band 2, well, band 1, but where you're at the moment. However, you do have really good, strong elements of band 3 already, so it's a good starting point. So what I'd say I'd like you to do is finish this paragraph, add at the bottom how you're going to progress, a little bit of more of an evaluation, the strengths and the weaknesses, okay? And then likewise for this one as well. So if you can complete those for me, I'll be able to have another look for you. But well done, I really like your first attempt. It is really good.